Hey everyone, welcome back to the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Today, Tails and I are going to be creating the ultimate mining guide for mining Beam. You may have saw our launch day video on how to mine Beam last month. Well, since then, there's been some new miner releases. Things have steadied out a little bit, so I'm going to be bringing you a guide on how to mine with Nvidia as well as AMD. I'm going to walk you through the steps of mining with both cards. What are the best miners for both cards? I'm going to talk about overclock settings, the best Beam mining pool, the best Beam wallet, which is really only one option aside from exchanges. I'll be breaking it all down in this video for you guys. So this video has everything you need to know when it comes to mining the new Beam privacy coin built with the Mimblewimble privacy protocol. Alright guys, we're about to jump into it, but before that I have two questions for you, and that is, what coin are you mining right now? You don't have to say Beam just because you're on the video talking about how to mine Beam. It can be whatever coin you're truly mining, and I'd also be interested to hear why. In addition to that, I would like to know your Beam address, because we have that same furry donor out there that wants to send some Beam to you. In about 7 days, that's when the winner will be chosen, so keep your Beam wallet online. You can't receive it if your Beam wallet is offline. That's the way Beam works. So, hey, let's jump into it. I'll have links out to all the relevant videos, articles, and content in the video description below. Everything I talk about and all the previous stuff. This is the launch day video I made. This is the recent video I made talking about how $200,000 worth of Beam is mined or produced daily, which is pretty crazy to think about. I've got a write-up on how to mine Beam with the original information, as well as a write-up actually on the Beam emission rate, which is what's talked about in this video. I built a downloadable folder that includes the AMD miner, the Nvidia miner, as well as the Windows wallet install, but again, that's only a download that is useful for Windows users. If you want to, say, run your Beam wallet on Mac, just like I am right now, that works well. You can just download it from their site. Again, I'll have links to download everything in the video description below. And if you don't know this, you need to have your Beam wallet online when you go to receive anything, whether it's payouts, whether your buddy's paying you or whatever. If your wallet is not online, the send transaction will fail. I didn't explain that clear enough in the last video, so please keep that in mind. Also, for today's video, I would like to thank Scott Offord for sponsoring it. He deals in ASIC miners, and I'm talking bulk, okay? So he doesn't want to talk to you if you want less than 10 miners, but if you want more than that, he'd like to hear from you. These are some of the miner options he has for sale. You can see, we've got 5,000 S9s that are used, doing 13.5 terahash per second at a price of $150 per unit. It includes the PSU, and those are located in Hong Kong. So just keep all this stuff in mind if you're in the market for those. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the meat of this video. I'm going to start off with how to mine Beam with Simple Miner smOS. Again, covered this before, but just a quick update on the miners I'm using. So if you haven't seen our original video on how to get set up with smOS, this is what it looks like. Check it out. It goes over flash and USB and all that stuff. So if you need square one, that's the place to start. This video is going to be a little bit condensed, assuming you already have your mining rig set up and you have smOS configured. It's pretty simple. I'm going to have exactly what you need in the video description, which you can just copy and paste, and that is just going to be this parameter right here. So you'll just go into the video description, copy and paste, or copy that, and then you'll come in here and you'll go to gminer. You may remember in the last video we used a different miner that just has one letter. That would have been bminer. So as of right now, gminer is actually performing better than bminer, and that wasn't the case when we made the original video. So I've actually had some issues with 131, but I'm getting great results with 130, so that's what I'm using. The hash rate did not go up in 130. The hash rate's actually been pretty much the same since like version 121 or so, at least for me in my personal experience and performance. So let's just say we're going to take this miner, and then you can name it whatever you want. For example, Beam gminer version 130, and we'll do whatever pool we're using. For today, we're going to be showing you how to use Leafpool, which I do like better than Spark Pool, and this pool wasn't up to speed last time we made the video. Your group description does not matter. You can come down here, hit Control A to select everything, and then Control V to paste, and then you'll be set. If you have a little space right there, just go click up and delete it. You can see this is the Equihash mining algorithm, that's going to be with the parameters of 155. By changing those parameters, that's why the Equihash ASIC miners that are out cannot mine Beam, at least currently. And then you can just leave this to auto. That's fine. It'll automatically select for you. And for your server, I'm using Leafpool again with the US stratum. They also have a European stratum, which I'll show you guys here in a second. And then I'm just going to be using port 3333. And here's the important part. This is your Beam address, right? So this is my Beam address. When you copy and paste it, you need to put yours in, and then you can put a worker name in if you want to. I just have Shiba there. Shiba there is my worker name right now for fun. Password is X. API is 3333. SSL 1. And the reason you have the API there is so that you can see it in your smOS dashboard right here. Otherwise, you won't get the readout. So if we come over here, we can see this is the same miner version with those same exact copy and pasted settings. And we have incredible uptime, almost 50,000 shares accepted with this 3X 1070 Ti mining rig. I'm getting great results with these overclock settings. You can just click on this little cog wheel to get to your overclock settings. I'm on plus 200 core, plus 700 memory with a power limit of 125 watts, which is about a 80% power limit would be equivalent on Windows, which I'll show you guys overclock on Windows here in a second. But yeah, guys, that's it. It's really that easy. Been breaking this stuff down for you guys for a while, so if you're regular to the channel, the smOS stuff probably getting a little bit old for you. If you head over to Leafpool, just have your Beam address handy. You get there, it looks like this. You'll go to beam.leafpool.com. You can come up here, you can paste your address, and it'll take you to your readout. So I haven't requested a payout recently, but last time it went pretty fast. You saw that I have my Beam wallet online, so I'm going to go ahead and request this payout for you guys. Right now it's 151. Then let's see how long it takes to get to our wallet just to verify. You know, you see here it is available 2.9 Beam. Don't worry, you're not gonna have to sit here the whole time with me. I'll have a cut or whatever. I'll just update you when it happens. What I do like about Leafpool is I think the user interface is nice, simple, and clean. They also have a dark mode. I love dark modes. I'm on a big dark mode kick lately, and I think the dark mode looks good, except for maybe the black font used right there, but you know, that's the worst thing. We're in a pretty good spot. You can see the workers down here. I've got a 2X 1070 Ti rig under the name worker. I've got the 3X 1070 Ti rig under the name of Shiba, and then I've got an AMD card, a RX 574 gigabyte with no tweaking done, and it's under the AMD worker name. You can see the performance there. Equihash is an Nvidia based or dominated mining algorithm, if you're not familiar with that. So just keep that in mind. But right now, Beam and Grin are actually the most profitable things to mine with AMD, unless you're speculating big time on a small project. But as far as anything with some big volume, your best bet as far as daily profitability is probably going to be there. So you can see it's still 152. I just did a quick refresh, and it says that it was paid and the payment is completed. So just like that with the Beam blockchain, which has the block time of 60 seconds, one block later, we have already been paid out. This has been much more enjoyable than my experience with Sparkpool. Sparkpool wasn't necessarily bad, but I didn't enjoy it, and I try to stay away from the Chinese pools. Not racist or anything like that. There's just a language barrier. It's not the ideal location normally for your mining rig. If you're in the US or Europe, there's going to be a bigger latency there. So we go over to mining pool stats.stream/beam, and you can see the network distribution here. Okay, so this is not the largest pool. That would actually still be Sparkpool. So again, it's gonna be a little bit better to throw your hash at not the biggest pool. The fee is smaller. Another really cool pool that I would recommend considering to support would be sunpool.top. He's a regular active guy in the Beam Discord server, and just seems like a nice, genuine guy, helpful. So that's just going to be my 2 cents if you want to check out a pool that's even smaller than Leafpool. Alright guys, so it was that easy mining on smOS. So let's get to the Windows tutorial. So first off, I'm going to show you how to mine on Windows with Nvidia, and then the second part I will show you how to mine on Windows with, you guessed it, AMD. So before I jump into the whole tutorial part, I do want to show you my miner. So I am running gminer 123 on Windows. I'm having problems with 130 and 131, but I'm having zero problems with 123. 100% stable for me, as long as I've been able to run it. And the hash rate is the same as the newer version, so I'm losing no hash and I'm getting increased stability. I don't know exactly what the problem is, but there is some sort of problem, at least within my system here. So you can see it got a ton of accepted shares. The hash rate's great. With the overclock settings, I'm using a power limit of 75. I'm using a core clock of 150, and I'm using a memory clock of plus 500. This is on both cards, and I set the fan speed to 75, which keeps my cards running pretty cool as far as Celsius mining is concerned. That's gonna be 63 Celsius. As far as overclocking other Nvidia cards, the best place to start is, I say this, is like plus 100, plus 100. So it's plus 100 core, plus 100 memory, and then bump up from there. The higher you can bump it up, normally the better your performance will be. You're gonna get to a point where your rig or computer or miner just simply starts crashing, or you get a bunch of rejected shares if you're going too high. Normally you end up somewhere like 150, 200 plus, 500 plus. Again, it varies. Even between the same manufacturers, if you have different memory inside that chip, and even if you have the same memory, sometimes cards like a little bit of different settings. So let's go ahead and jump in the tutorial. I'm gonna have a link to download this in the video description called Mine Beam. So it's gonna be my VoskCoin short links, which again I'm still super proud of. I love those things. And that is gonna take you to this location. Once you get here, you'll simply download as zip. And it's going to create a zip file for you. So you need to have something to be able to unzip files. pzip is a good example of a free program that will unzip files for you. It's actually built into this in the tools section to help you in the future if you don't have it. The other tools I built in are the latest version of MSI Afterburner, which is the overclock tool I just showed you, which everyone reveres as the best overclock tool, myself included. I also have Notepad++, which will be useful really for a lot of things in the future, but especially if you're going to be mining with AMD, which I'll explain more in that tutorial. And there's also GPU-Z, which will tell you a little bit more about your graphics card, for example, what kind of memory is in it. So next step for mining Beam on Windows would be to have the download finish. You can normally, depending on your browser, click Show in Folder, take you right there. It's the easiest way to get there. I personally just dragged and dropped it to my desktop, as it'd be a little bit easier to show you guys just visually. So I have the zipped file, okay? I just double clicked it, and I'm using pzip. So this is what opens up with pzip. A lot of other people use WinZip and stuff like that. A lot of times you'll get a annoying ad with WinZip. Pzip doesn't bother you, okay? So at that point, you can just go ahead and click this, click extract, and extract it wherever you want to. I am going to be extracting it to the desktop. All right, yeah, you guessed it, Beam mining. I actually went ahead and just cleaned up the desktop a little bit because all the folders was a little confusing, a little ugly. So really simple. You can go ahead and put your overclock settings in that we already talked about beforehand, and then you can move here. So we have the AMD miner in this folder, which will only apply to if you're mining with AMD. We have the Beam wallet, so this is going to be the install. So you can go ahead and install the Beam wallet for Windows right from here, or you can download it from the site if you don't trust me or whatever. But if you already downloaded this, you probably trust me. So these links are protected through Mega NZ, so we should be good to go as far as that's concerned. If you get any kind of virus warning, that will just be because of the miners inside. I swear my goal is not to infect your computer with viruses. Honestly, that's above my pay grade. I don't know anything as far as how to write viruses and stuff like that. So when we click on the Nvidia miner section, we'll have two options in here. If gminer is for some reason giving you a headache, I put bminer in here just to give you another option. When it comes to mining Beam on bminer, it's going to be just as easy as it is on gminer, which I'll show you here in a second. You're just going to go ahead and double click it, and you will see it start right up. If you do decide to do this, all you have to do is right click it and do edit, and you can swap my address right here where it says address with your Beam address. To get the best hash rate currently mining Beam, you'll be using gminer. And again, this is going to be just as simple as coming in here and double clicking it. You will need to, again, swap out my Beam address for yours. But you can see gminer is a very nice miner. It'll instantly read out where you are, what you're doing, what you're mining, if you're connected to the server, what GPUs are recognized on your system. If you're having some kind of issue with, say your third GPU not being picked up, you're not going to wonder. It's going to show you right here that GPU 2, which would be your third GPU graphics card that you'd be mining on this rig, wasn't identified. So we'll have some kind of probably hardware issue taking place there. Very quickly you'll see it'll give you temperature readout of each GPU, and remember, you can identify them there. So GPU 0 is my PNY, and you can see my PNY is running hotter than my EVGA. And as far as the performance, you'll see the speed, the sols or hashes, that would be your solutions per second if you don't know that, as well as the watt consumption for these graphics cards. So pretty simple. Nice readout of everything, well, you need to know. Again, as far as changing it, you just right click it and you'll do edit From there, you can come over here to -- user, and you can simply sub out the beam address with your beam address and change the worker name if you would like to do so. You can also change the pool right here. Again, if you want to. As far as Leafpool, I actually meant to touch on this in the smOS one too, but you can see they have 3 stratums: US, Europe, and Asia. So more than likely the one closest to you will give you the best results, so you reduce that latency, aka your lag time in between bouncing. So like say you solved a block and so over here solved a block, whoever gets their answer in first, they become the block solver, and you don't, which sucks. This isn't as big of a factor on pool mining as it is solo mining, but if that person who solved it is on another pool, well then you don't get credit, because it's only people who solve the blocks in your mining pool that you get credit for those blocks. But that's really it, guys. It's that easy to get up to speed mining Beam on Windows with Nvidia. I hope you guys like these little packages of tools and miners that I've been making. I think they're pretty cool. It's not like I'm the first one to ever do something like that, but I just hope it helps you guys. If you do like it, let me know in the comments. If not, I'll stop spending my time doing it. And if you don't like the extra stuff like this, I'd also like to know. I think this is useful from definitely like your first time point of view, but you'd probably get sick of downloading MSI Afterburner for like the 3rd or 4th time. Maybe I can make the tools a separate download, or I don't know if you prefer it all in one. Again, that's the kind of feedback I'm looking for, guys, please. All right, so let's jump into the how to mine Beam with AMD on Windows portion. As you guys can see, I just went ahead and remoted into another one of my Windows rigs. This one has a RX 570 4GB in it. It has an Ethereum BIOS mod. I've got a video, I'll probably put it over here, of how to mod your BIOS. It's a little dated, but it should still work for you if you use the appropriate downloads. Tuning an AMD card is a very in-depth thing, so I'm going to keep this tutorial today pretty brief and simple, just more focused on mining Beam, less focused on that kind of stuff. I'm using lolminer, which is really the only decent option you have for mining Beam or Grin with AMD cards. I personally have great stability, but again, I'm not pushing the card to its limit. I'm letting it just do its thing and get about 10 to 11 souls per second, and just happy with it as far as I'm concerned. So again, I have all the download links in the video description below. You can go ahead and click that VoskCoin / mine Beam link. It'll take us here. I'll just go ahead and click download as zip, and then again, this is going to download the AMD miner, the Nvidia miner, the tools you need, as well as the Windows-based wallet. Just going over this again, if you use the timestamps to get here and didn't watch the video all the way through, which I always appreciate when you guys do. From here, you'll need to navigate to your downloads folder, or you can just click on this if you're using Chrome and click show in folder and double click that. And I actually don't have pzip installed on this one, which I prefer, so I'll just go ahead and click over here, click desktop. That's the folder I'll select, and I will have show extracted folders when complete. You guessed it, I'm going to click extract and let it extract. Once that takes place, you will have the Beam mining folder created right there on your desktop. If I come down here, I have the Beam wallet. I can install that, which, you guessed it, you'll need it unless you're going to mine directly to an exchange, which is never really recommended, but certainly doable, and I do it sometimes myself. As far as tools, we got GPU-Z right here, which will show the memory inside your card, and that's pretty relevant when it comes to AMD. We'll have Notepad++, which you will need to install, so go ahead and install that. We have MSI Afterburner for overclocking cards, and a free unzip tool, pzip, which again, I like. So we'll go over here to the AMD miner, and this is assuming we've already installed Notepad++. So you need to right-click it, and actually I should show you guys that. You'll need to right-click this and do Edit with Notepad+, or you can do Open with, and you can come over here and select Notepad+, and it will open. This is really important because you're going to have a bad time if you don't use a program like Notepad++. From here, you can see we'll have our coin selected Beam. We will select our pool. You can, again, use whatever pool you want. I have this pre-configured to use the US stratum on Leafpool. To switch to Europe, super easy. You're going to put in EU right there. The port we're going to be using is 3333, and this is where you need to change my address to your address and .worker name. I just have it set on AMD. The failover stuff, that's extra, that's optional, and you can mess with that if you want to. After that, after you get that config set up, and that's what people get tripped up on. I didn't show this in depth in the other videos, so here I am showing you how to get set up and running with lolminer. Real easy when you know what you're doing. not that I know everything, but I just mess with stuff enough until I figure it out. You just double click it and you will see it will find your devices. I've got, actually I lied, it's a RX 580. It's pretty much all the same here. But I got a RX 580, 4 gigabyte, you can see right there. In this miner, we're going to be running on EchoHash 15050, aka Beam, and it's going to start hashing away. This one doesn't have a ton of good information. You'll see the difficulty, you'll see submitted share accepted, and that's pretty much it. If we go back over to the pool side, you can see on the pool side that, you know, we are connected. It noticed when we dropped off, and it's going to see that we came back online. And yeah, pretty simple, guys. If we come back over here, I mean, you got your Beam folder now. It's trying to make this stuff easier for you guys and just more fluid and a little more fun. Spend less time messing with the the BS and more time just hashing away, doing some research, and maybe hanging out in the VoskCoin Discord server. I don't know. So again, we got the AMD miner, we got the Nvidia miner, we got the tools there if you need it, we got the wallet. All you have to do is come in here and edit this file and change it to your address, your pool, and you're all set. Obviously, you're going to save that. And then double click the run miner and you're up hashing away. I'm not going to go into in-depth to tune in an AMD card for this stuff today. It'll really make the video a lot longer. So stay tuned on the channel and let me know if you do want to see some more content like that. And that's it, guys. It's really that easy to get up to speed mining Beam. This is the ultimate Beam mining guide, at least as far as I can do for you guys. So it's the ultimate Beam guide that I could create for you. And this chair is pissing me off. It's getting squeaky. You heard it maybe in the last couple of videos. It's been pissing me off, man. Thanks for nothing, IKEA. But seriously. Oh man. So seriously, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you liked. Let me know what you didn't like. Let me know what you want covered in the future. I have links out to everything we talked about in the video description below. You can download whatever you need, whether it's the miners or the wallets or the tools or whatever. They're all down there. Got links out to my old content. I shouldn't say old, that kind of devalues it. To my previous content talking about the emission rate, you know, how much beams being produced every day, the initial mining guide. Maybe there's something I left out here that may help you if you look at that. And other than that, guys, again, I just hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure to subscribe to the VoskCoin channel if you do. And let me know what content you want to see up next. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye. I just wanna be with